Peace, Aries rising. Let's see what it is that you need to keep most in mind and heart this week to help everything rise into place. Tapping into some love vibes. I'm feeling the love. We are going to be leading ourselves into Valentine's Day, Happy Hearts Day, as I like to call it. So we're going to be tapping into our foundation frequency with a romance oracle deck and then our fundamental framework for the tarot clarification. So let's see what is in store for you. In romance this week, Aries rising, we've got deception. Someone is wearing a false self mask in this relationship. So you have to pay attention to the relationship, whether you are in the relationship, whether it's somebody that you're seeing, thinking about seeing, but this is also self-reflective and making sure that you are being as honest and authentic as you can be in a dynamic, in a relationship. I always say when we think about sometimes we're holding back and we're kind of protecting ourselves and preserving our peace and all of these things, that it's sometimes counterproductive in a relationship because someone can't really know who you are and what they have unless you show them. Of course, it's important to make sure that somebody is earning it and that you are, being mindful and soulful in regards to your boundaries and not kind of just giving the whole kit and caboodle too soon. There's a balance. There's definitely a fine line in regards to that, but just making sure that it is as authentic and as honest as possible, and to make sure that you yourself are leading by example in that regard, so that in return, you are accepting that and expecting that energetically, because you can't choose what somebody's going to do and say. You can only choose for yourself. And ultimately, at least, even if things don't work out the way that you hope that they do, that you're able to know that you came with your best foot forward, that you are honest, that you are transparent. Transparency is so underrated in relationships, and we feel like we're protecting ourselves again, but sometimes again, we're actually doing more harm in the relationship than good, because we're leading with a sense of not being fully fair, fully honest, fully truthful. And then as a result, that's an energy that kind of overrides across the board. And then it's hard for the honesty to then come later if it doesn't start that way. So keep that in mind. We've got the Star card so far in the reversal position. So this is again thinking about the hopes and the faith and the fears as well that sometimes we have in relationships that cause us to wear these masks and cause us to not be as engaged and as authentic and as expressive as we can be. So here's our Star card in the reversal position, Aquarius alignment. We are still in Aquarius season. So just be mindful again, also in regards to the mirroring of things. This is part of the reflection, part of making sure that you're putting out what it is that you want to receive. And at the very least, in regards to transparency, authenticity, honesty, faithfulness, not in terms of loyalty and whatever, especially if you're not in a monogamous relationship or if it's early on or whatever the case is, but just honesty in regards to being truthful and upfront in regards to who you are, what you want, what your hopes are, what your fears are, what your expectations are in some ways. And then we've got the 8 of Cups and the 6 of Cups in the upright position. So first off here, 8 of Cups coming through is walking away from something that does not serve. This may be a very, very clear message for someone in regards to if there is deception, or if you're getting confirmation right now that somebody is not being honest, or somebody did betray you, or if somebody got caught in a lie, if there was cheating, infidelity, anything in regards to that you're now very much getting a clear indication, confirmation that it is time to walk away from that. And that ultimately that is what might be making you feel like the Star energy in reverse, not being seen for who you are, not being appreciated, not being respected. So if you are feeling like the Star energy in reverse because somebody is not seeing you for who you are and didn't treat you the way that you deserve to be treated, then it is a clear indication to walk away from that. Sometimes we don't know what we want, but we know what we don't want. So knowing what you don't want, just walk away. And even if you don't know what's next and what's coming, it's better to be in that question of, I don't know what's next, versus staying in something that you do know isn't serving you and that isn't giving you the respect and the reverence and the authenticity and the honesty and all of the things that ultimately you do know is a bare minimum for you, ultimately, at the end of the day. And then our 6 of Cups here is nostalgia, it's memories, it's kind of walking down memory lane. And it could be the thing that is keeping you in this energy of deception, is keeping you in the relationship, keeping you stuck in it because you're being more focused on how things were, when things were good before, let's say the deception happened, before you felt like the Star in reverse, this person made you feel like on top of the world, literally made you feel like the galaxy. This could be also, a tendency of kind of some narcissistic tendencies, maybe some love bombing, so that it was like a major fall. You know what I mean? It's like literally a star falling from the sky kind of thing, that it was so on, it was so incredible, it was so potent. You felt like everything. This thing was everything, and they made you feel like everything. And then this deception happened, or the mask, or whatever it was that kind of created this fall from grace energy and put you in the reversal energy of the star. That is, again, oftentimes experienced in a relationship when you're dealing with somebody with narcissistic tendencies. So if you are stuck in something, regardless of the fact that you see the deception, you see that it's not for you and that it's not working, and you're having a hard time walking away because of the fact that you're focusing on how things started and what they used to do and what they used to say, you just have to ask yourself the question, ultimately, of how do you feel right now and how good do you want it? And if you can acknowledge that what it is right now and the way that you feel right now is not feeling like the star that you are, then you have a choice to stay in something because of what it was, or walk away because of what it is, so that you can find what is meant to be. I hope that helps. And I'm feeling your heart. It's not always the greatest, again, readings are what they are. I just read the information and the channeling as it comes through. So it's not always hearts and candies and flowers and rainbows all of the time. So I'm feeling you. And if you are feeling this sense of receiving this, acknowledging it, claiming it in that regard, and I always say, nothing's falling, everything is rising into place. It's only up from here. So just believe and receive that. But I am feeling the heartache. So if you would like to tap into that energy so that you can feel it to heal it, acknowledge the heartache, and use the emoji of either the heartbreak or the mending heart. I would choose the mending heart. Choose what makes you feel like you're in alignment. But again, it is all about feel it to heal it, because it's from that place that we can see what is happening here clearly, and so that you're not deceiving yourself ultimately, so that you can end up, again, walking away from what doesn't serve, coming into a number 8 energy of infinite abundance. Ultimately, when something is not meant for you, it's to lead you towards something that is. So just, again, believe and receive that if this ain't it, and when you know it ain't it, there's more to come. So allow yourself, release to increase. Ashe, I hope that helps. I hope that serves. Until next week, Aries rising. Peace.